They came from France, men of learning, comfort, and peace. But they left everything behind to bring the light of Christ into a world that had never heard his name. Their names were Jean de Brébeuf and Isaac Jogues, Jesuit missionaries, known today as the North American Martyrs. The year was 1636. The forests of Canada were wild and untamed, filled with the cries of animals, the whispers of spirits, and the echo of war drums. But deep within those forests lived the Huron and Iroquois people, proud nations with rich traditions and hearts waiting for truth. Jean de Brébeuf was a giant of a man, tall, strong, with a gentle spirit. He learned the Huron language, shared their food, slept in their huts, and taught them about a God who became man and died for love. They called him Ikon, the one who carries heavy burdens. And truly, he did. He suffered hunger, cold, and disease, but nothing compared to the pain of seeing his converts torn away by war and superstition. Still, he stayed. He would rather die among them than abandon their souls. Isaac Jogues came years later, younger, quieter, but filled with the same fire. He crossed the Atlantic not once, but 3 times, enduring storms and shipwrecks. And when he reached the New World, he carried with him only a Bible, a crucifix, and unshakable faith. But the mission field was no paradise. The Jesuits were captured by the Iroquois, tortured, beaten, their nails torn out, their fingers bitten off. Isaac Jogues' hands, the same hands that once held the body of Christ, were mutilated. He escaped by a miracle and returned to France, broken, scarred, and haunted. The church gave him special permission to celebrate Mass, even with his wounded hands. Most men would never return, but Isaac did. He went back to the same land, to the same people who had tortured him, because love drove out his fear. Jean de Brébeuf, too, stayed in Huronia even when war came close. One morning, the Iroquois raided the village. Brébeuf and his companions were captured. They were stripped, beaten, and tied to stakes. But here's what shocked even his torturers. He didn't scream. He prayed. He blessed them as they burned his flesh, whispering, "Jesus, have mercy on them, for they know not what they do." The pain was beyond imagination, yet the people watching said they saw peace in his eyes, as if heaven had opened. Isaac Jogues met the same fate months later. He was ambushed, struck down with a tomahawk, and his body thrown into the river. He died not as a stranger, but as a brother, a witness that love is stronger than death. Today, both men, Jean de Brébeuf and Isaac Jogues, are honored as patron saints of Canada and missionaries. Their feast day is October 19th, celebrated with the other North American martyrs. They remind us that the gospel is not comfort, it is sacrifice. It's the courage to walk into darkness with the light of Christ, even when the world turns against you. If you're still watching this story, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe, so more souls can discover the beauty of faith and courage that built the church. Because their story is not just about death, it's about love that refused to die.